So today then I'm going to talk about the two levels of inner practice, or the purpose of practice. So maybe the English term used may not be so correct, but as I explain, maybe you will understand. What is the supposed label of the lower or the upper or the higher level? So there's a lower, there's a higher, there's a first or the second. But these two are very meaningful, very meaningful subject to understand of why we practice the Dharma. Number one is, first, let's understand why we need Dharma. Why are we practicing Dharma? Okay, instead of wanting to know how to practice Dharma, we have to be why. So there is no fixated answer to your question of why we need to practice Dharma, because everybody have their own reasons. But the most important thing about why we need Dharma is actually, for the basic level, okay, is to be free from the trappings of our own mind. The last week I actually did explain that you are not your mind. And so then came some confusion. Some confusion among some students, and they have come to ask me to explain what do I mean by you are not your mind. In the first place, when you start to think that you are your mind, then you become very trapped. There is not much ability to renounce or sacrifice. When we say you want to become, when we say we want to become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings, this is should not be just something of just a recitation. It must be like I explained to those people in America. The prayer, when you are saying the prayer, whether it's a dedication or something like that, it has to be felt. So, what kind of feeling? Okay, that feeling is like being in love with the prayer. That, or can even say, you are love making with the prayer. That prayer comes in love with your mind. You're making, in oneness with the meaning of the words, not just reading the words. Okay? So, the prayers themselves are a means to of mind training. Many people just recite the prayer, the words, and then after that, then it becomes some kind of religious practice. There's a recitation and just going through the words, going through the motions, or going through the words, going through the motions, and then maybe some people even may believe that if you recite these prayers how many times, then the obstacles will go away and this and that. It may not be, but the focus is now to understand that You are not your mind. Let's go to the dedication prayer, and that first line says, may the precious body mind, okay, not yet born, arise and grow. To understand this point, when we're saying, if you are your mind, then if you're going to arise a bodhicitta mind, which is the mind that you want to become a Buddha, then aren't you having two minds? And then aren't you going to become crazy? Understand? Okay? So, our mind, many people, we are conditioned to think that, oh, people want to say, oh, you are out of your mind. And then therefore they say, oh, I must stay in my mind. Right now, what if you are born dumb? Or what if you are born with impaired faculties? Maybe some children, they are born with I don't know, some handicap. Does it mean this mind of this, you see, now this person having this mind, having this consciousness in such a body, he cannot function normally as a normal human being, maybe being born with a handicap. Okay? And so therefore, understand this to be, you are like an owner of a toy robot that you can play, maybe play fighting, some challenge, two robots, okay? But your robot is only armed with two arms, okay? Maybe with a stick and a shield, okay? The other robot has got 4 arms and 4 legs. Your robot has 2 arms and rollers, okay? So which one is a better robot? Okay? But when you are playing that game, you somehow become in oneness with that robot, right? Correct? You say, oh, now if I am properly equipped with 4 arms and 4 legs, then I can do this very well. But the other one may have 2 arms but rollers can run fast. Okay? So one may think that one having 4 arms being able to do, maybe have 2 sticks and 2 shields, or 3 sticks and 1 shield. Yeah. And so when you are in that situation, then that robot, you become the robot's mind. Similarly right now, you are behaving what you are because you have believed so much that you are a human being. And as a human being, there is no way for you to become divine. That's why, because this is called normal samsaric human being. Normal samsaric human being. You cannot become a divine human being. We say there are, they say this, the perfect human rebirth. There is no perfect human rebirth if one does not meet with the Buddha's teaching and use what you have into your own life. So this is the basic, the very meaningful practice that if you know and you don't use, then what is the point? Like you are sick but don't eat medicine, then what is the point of seeing doctor? Right? Some people are naive. They say, oh, this person is not your family, not your family, not related, and so therefore you cannot trust that person. Okay? Now, we turn around and you can debate and say, since if we say only can trust by blood, then if you are sick, why go see doctor? Is the doctor and you are they related by blood? Okay? Yeah. And so, right now, if we reflect upon our life now, are we successful people? Are we successful human beings? What is success to you? Many of us, to me, are not successful as at the basic level because we did not or do not know how to apply what was taught in school to our daily life. So much so, many people would think that I just went to school for the sake of going to school. I'm become literate, I can read, I can write, I can do things, but what I learned in school has no meaning. Now that is because the person who taught it, the teachers in the school, also have a failing, a downfall maybe, that is known as they are also just teaching education, knowledge. The purpose is education, knowledge, not actual cultivation. That's why there are many people who can become professors, can become great. They are professors, they are, I don't know what, professional, but they may not be the master of it. Okay? They will only know this subject well based on the knowledge of it. And so therefore let's re-question the purpose of education in school. Of just education in school. Okay? So education in school teaches you to have a fixated mind and a fixated knowledge of how to think, how things run and how things work. And so we just accept from school. But once out of school, it is our duty to test it, whether it works. And if not, when out of school, after school, you have to challenge it. If not, you will never become a great thinker, realized being. Okay? A thinker, just thinker, no use. You will never be an entrepreneur. You never become a realized being, and you will never become an inventor. If in the past, everybody just accepted the idea that they were only using candles for light, and everybody just accept that there's, there's no such thing as electricity, then what are we having now? Do you understand what I mean? Okay? So sometimes study is good. Sometimes studying in a school and everything, it is good. It is good as a foundation for us to have common knowledge. But on the student side, it is very important to reflect upon it and to understand, yes, this is common knowledge, but can it be further improved? Can it be further improved? Right? So, for example, who invented gunpowder? You know? The ancient Chinese invented the gunpowder. Okay? But who maximized the usage of gunpowder? Okay? The people in the West. They learned and then they went to try and everything. Then after that, they took this invention, pushed it further. And then after that, the idea and the usage of it went back to China. Okay? So right now it's the same. when we just learn something, yes, we accept it to be, but we must test it and push the limits of it. Similarly, right now, are you just your human mind? You are not. In Mahayana, then we say there is a higher study, there's a higher realization, a higher practice, or a higher level, which is beyond your human mind. To look beyond the human mind to see the Buddha nature of each and every one of us. Then somehow all the petty, I would say the word is petty questions of life become meaningless. Then it's not, you don't go after, do I do this? Is this correct or wrong? Do I do that? Is this correct or wrong? What is the rule for this? What is the method for this? What is the correct tradition? What is the correct way? What is the correct method of reciting? What is this? What is that? What did the Buddha say? This and that. Okay? This is not wrong. Very suitable for basic people. Very suitable for undisciplined people. Right? That's why they have school rules. Because children are not disciplined. Isn't it? That's why they have a school rules. By certain time you must reach school. Isn't it? And if you're not, by that time you don't reach school, what happens? What happens? What happens? You get punished. Yeah, but what kind of punishment? Huh? Detention. Or what? Huh? What happens? After a few times you get what? Detention. Yeah. So as you can see, rules are very important, like the precepts, they are very important for unruly, undisciplined people. Because they have no motivation to go to school. Which child have a motivation to go to school? Big, strong motivation. Yes, I must go to school. Wow. Like that. I think the only person I know later on in life, in my school days, was my own brother, my elder brother. I find him quite crazy when I was young. Before he go to sleep at night, his shoe ready, socks there, his school uniform hung there, everything all ready. So the moment he wake up, just go toilet, come out. Immediately everything is there, and then after that he goes to school. I thought my brother is crazy. Yeah. And so much so, my brother had a fixated hairstyle, and I love to make fun of my brother, and he doesn't know. I sneak up behind him, I take baby powder and I sprinkle baby powder on his hair. Yeah. And then he goes to school with baby powder. Yeah. So these are funny things that I did. Okay? So the main thing is rules are beneficial, but up to what level? Up to what level? So you have to now think, what do you want to be? Do you want to be forever just following rules blindly? So when we say liberation, what does liberation really mean? What does liberation really mean? Okay? Liberation has many levels, but at the very foundational level, it means to be free. Right? So, maybe in other countries, they have a lot of freedom talk, so they have a lot of freedom, so your freedom and my freedom is very different freedom. So one step forward, two steps back, or whatever, nobody knows. Okay? But that is the supposed freedom. So in actual practice, the benefit must come. The benefit must come by the actual ingestion of the teachings. Like, the benefit must come by actual digestion from your food. You understand what I'm saying? So if you think you are human now, then you must follow the human logic, human thinking, and the human rules, and the Dharma, and make sure it applies to you. And make sure you apply yourself to it. Practical application, then it can move, then you can have some sense of liberation. Now my mind is free from anger, free from hurt, free from wanting to kill, steal, malice, lie, sexual misconduct, right? And doing, basically against the 5 precepts or the 10 precepts or the 8 precepts. You see? So these are they beneficial? Yes, very beneficial. Okay? Because it creates a common security. Common security. But if we just live our life just for common security or common mutual understanding and this and that, very beneficial. But for oneself, it may come out to be later on very righteous, self-righteous. Things must be like this and like this and like this. If not, then you'll be judged. Then it is wrong. So then, from liberation to suffering. From liberation to suffering. Suffering because one starts to have a concrete belief of how things should be, and therefore, if things don't behave or don't follow this particular pattern or rule, then the liberated person or the so-called liberated person, becomes bound by suffering. So, when we say the second stage, the higher stage, or the advanced stage, or the deeper stage, the name doesn't matter. It's the actual notion of letting go. Okay? One way, the basic level of discipline is by throwing bombs and by discipline. At the Mahayana or the advanced deeper level is about sowing seeds. Okay? And not drop bombs. And so, we have to start to think about, instead of, your problem, my problem, this and that, at a higher level is you look beyond just the human existence, beyond just the level of, my problem. Of course, my problem, my work, my food, my this and that is there, but it's not so big anymore. Right now, many people practice Dharma, but are still suffering because they practice Dharma, but not embrace Dharma. Okay? It's like teacher giving education but not being realized themselves. You understand what I'm saying? When you see some good musician or a deep or somehow this musician is like in love, in oneness with the music. When he or she perform, then becomes somehow, maybe that person can close his eyes or can have some movement, and then sort of like it becomes that person. All right? But another one, the teacher, is teaching you how to play music, teaching you how this instrument works, and just teach you how to play music. You can play the music, but you can feel if the music is dead or alive, isn't it? You understand what I'm saying? Right? Some string instruments like maybe the erhu or the violin, it's not a process of hearing anymore. It is a process, it is something deeper, it is feeling. So we need to go beyond the hearing and into the feeling. And we all have that. How do I prove it that we all have that? Very simple, because we all have emotions and we all have feelings. It's understandable that if you like something or someone, somehow that little touch or that little thing that you do is different. Isn't it? Alright? You can serve a glass of water like this, or you can serve a glass of water you make maybe if you care for that person, you make sure whether the temperature is right or wrong for the health of the person. Serving somebody water is just water. Hot day, drink hot water, or cold day, drink ice water. I was very surprised. In America, people drink ice water on a cold day. And then they complain they get sick. So then it's just like knowledge. Thirsty, drink water. But not feeling the body, not feeling not feeling the body, not understanding and feeling the constituents of the body and the function of this body that we are living now. This body is like our house. Something happened to it, needs to do renovation. Okay? Needs to do renovation. And it will only last as long as it is well kept. After that, it's time for the inevitable that we call death. Okay? Or it can become another term for it, move house, reincarnate. Reincarnate. Changing of form. Changing of form. So, we have to really tell ourselves, I am not my mind. Okay? Because your mind, his mind, her mind, adult mind, child mind, senior mind, Western mind, Asian mind, all different kind of mind, think differently. So we need to drop that now. I am not my mind. And so something may creep up. Fear. Fear may creep up. Okay? So it's the same in the emptiness teaching. The emptiness teaching. Everything is empty. Okay? So how do you explain emptiness? How do you explain emptiness? Usually I like to explain emptiness using pasta. Okay? Using pasta. Why? Does the pasta or the macaroni or the penny really exist, truly exist? Okay? Yeah. It is momentarily existent. Because the form, the condition, the knowledge of the maker the idea of the maker, it created this particular thing. Okay? But this pasta is the reincarnation of wheat, reincarnation of the condition of water and kneading, reincarnation of maybe some put eggs, some this and that, and then it becomes so ground wheat, it become flour, and then they add the eggs, and what else they add inside, they add water, they knead it, and then it reincarnates to become a dough. And then after that, they go through a process of shaping it. It reincarnates to become the shape, but soft. Goes through a process of drying that becomes hard. Then again goes through the process of boiling to become soft and edible. Okay, goes through the process of reincarnating or changing. Right? My guru used the word here. He says, momentarily changing. He liked this term, momentarily changing. Momentarily stable, momentarily changing. So, emptiness is not just the idea that everything does not truly exist, but so if we have an idea that everything does not truly exist, does it really help us? No. It will never help us. We must apply the teaching to see that everything that we have now, we enjoy fully. And so we treasure. We are making memories, making happy memories, making good memories. And not always at the moment complaining about last time and complaining. Some people will just think in future what they want to do, and this, but now they lost. So how do you know this kind of person? How do you detect such person? Very easy. You just look into the mirror. And number two, you especially become more aware that people actually don't really remember how they grew up. They don't remember who they went out with. They don't remember, they don't have much memories of the past. Because they didn't create any memory. Life was just to go on. So when you practice Dharma in the understanding of renunciation, okay, and first the basic understanding, and then later on, like the other day I explained, the real renunciation is sacrifice. The sacrifice of one's ideology. And now I'm telling you the renunciation is the sacrifice of you thinking that you are your mind. You are not your mind. It is clearly because you are not your mind, you cannot, it's because you are not your mind, then you can evolve. Then you can learn. You can learn, you can remember, and you can think. And then your life becomes meaningful. You can become maybe a simple person learning how to use the sewing machine to become a master tailor. It is possible. You can become an ordinary person to become a great, not just, there's a difference between a scholar and a master. Right? So we can say, many of us are scholarly. But then it's quite useless. Because being scholarly, then there is based on many subjects and many ideas and holding onto the idea and subject, and then after that they become like great learned teachers and learned beings. That is of no use. It is only of use, maybe that person, his next life have some good foundation. The real purpose is being able to digest what is being learned, and through meditation we are able if one person now think, I have so many problems, I have this, I have that. At the basic level, I will tell you, there's only one real way you can not have problems. Many people, the Western method or the modern method is to get rid of the problem, kill that person. Okay? Yeah. War. The other method is you must grow bigger than your problem. That's why when you look at trees, when you look at plants, you look at shrubs, look at them. Look at them. From they are very small plants, how they overcome each other. Why did some become small plants to be shrubs, and some shrubs become trees, and some trees to become huge trees? So the main thing is, number one, know that you are continuously evolving. Number two, we are continuously growing. That problem, that obstacle will become smaller. When you become bigger, greater or higher. Similarly, right now I say, we think and we feel, I've got love problem, I've got eye problem, I've got work problem, I got boss problem, I got this problem, that problem, I'm not happy, things not going my way, this and correct or not? These are the real things where we are very bothered about. I have not enough money, don't know how to have money, I don't know how to get the success I want, I need, and this and that. And then when you come to Dharma, you say, oh Buddha, oh Lama, Rinpoche, oh blessed that I can have wealth, I have more wisdom, blessed I have children, I have this and that. It's really like this, Not like this, like this. So now I'm openly telling you, you have to grow bigger than the problem. Number one is, if you realize now, all your problems that you are facing is because you believe you are your mind. You are human and you are your mind. And your mind is the one that is so hard and tough and stubborn to continue to think that things only and can be like this, so therefore there's great suffering. And when there's suffering and there's problem, one does not blame oneself, does not see the truth. But ordinarily, we complain, we blame, and you justify. Right? You think yourself now, right? Okay? You complain, you blame, you justify. You don't think, or it's some other thing. You always is other people's problem. It's not your problem, and this and that. And so, right now, I'm not here to give you solutions to your problem. I'm here to give you another injection of confusion. But if you are trained, you will see that I am giving you your light. You are so used to living in darkness, can you accept the light? Okay? When you are so used to being in darkness, can you accept the light? Accept the light. Accept it gracefully by now knowing that you are not your mind and you are not a human being. Don't think that you are just a human being. Don't think that you are just your mind. That's why does a dog behave the way a dog does? Because the dog believes very truly, it's really this mind of the dog is in oneness with the body of the dog. That's why when you see the kid plays computer games and becomes so addicted, it's because the kid already believed that he is the being in the world of the game. That he or she will never die. Pay more money, just press reset, start over again. Okay? Will have this and have those powers and this and that. That is the world of illusion that exists only in the game. And anybody who plays computer games will be addicted to it because it gives them a sense of freedom that they are not themselves. It is refreshing. It is fresh. There is a liberation from who they are, what they are, where they come from, okay, and what is their identity or background, right? Correct? That's why internet doing so well. Somebody can just come up, put another person's face and put another name and become somebody else. So what is a really, so we can see ordinarily all beings want to have a new identity, which means everybody wants a new reincarnation. Everybody wants a new reincarnation. Everybody knows that they have some kind of difficulty or problem or obstacle or something that they cannot deal with or they don't know how to deal with. Right? Correct? So why do people get drunk? Because when they are drunk, they cannot remember who they are. They are free. Why do people get addictions? Why do people enjoy falling in love? Because they are free. They got some fresh influx of ideas and this and that. But now, if you really want to think about it, why do people who always want to fall in love, who have needs, who have this, who have that, they are never happy, always it comes and then they break off. You will see some adults, you keep on breaking off because truly inside them they are not whole, not a whole person. They are a broken person. They need someone else to, they need somebody else to make their world whole, perfect. Without that person, not perfect. So then this is very dangerous. Okay? So when people suffer like this, what do? You must have compassion. That's why Avalokiteshvara, Kuan Yin, all the Chinese like to pray to Kuan Yin. Why? Because Kuan Yin is the compassionate Buddha. Will always forgive us. Will always listen to us. Right? Because we have a close attachment to Kuan Yin, Avalokiteshvara, because we have problem. Now, if you practice Tantra at a higher and advanced level, you are reincarnating to the divine body. But then you don't believe you have a divine body. You don't believe you have a divine speech. And you don't believe you have a divine mind. And you continue to be a human being. You continue to have doubt. You continue to think that maybe is, maybe not. You continue to judge. You continue this. How can you be enlightened? How can you ever be free? You are never confident. And one will always be thinking of methods. It's always about methods. It's always about how to do it. It's always about how to get things, but not understanding why and not realizing the enjoyment within. That's why there is this term known as great bliss. What is great bliss? Okay? So what is your great bliss? When you are free from your problems, when everything goes according to your way, will you be blissful? So we have to really reflect upon it. When will your enough ever be enough? Some people study all their life and then after that they want to be free from this, they want to be free from that. When they know what they want And they know what they don't want but not happy. Why? Why? Because they are not willing to sacrifice themselves. Not willing to sacrifice. They only just want to think about getting. One instantaneous, instant result, instant gratification. Not possible. Even if you want to have a good meal of instant noodles, you still need to cook it. You still need to have some skill to make it tasty, make it nice. Some people have no skill. Put the instant noodle, put hot water, put the powder, and then after that they just eat it. Some people have great skill. They have a realization beyond what the maker of the instant noodle want you to be. They are liberated from the mindset that the maker of instant noodle want you to be within that ring or within that span of thought and understanding and imagination. Right? What is an instant noodle? What does instant noodle have in your mind? What do you have about instant noodle? Just put hot water, or just boiling it, right? And just add a sachet of flavoring and then just eat it. If you just do that, then you are totally suckerized. You are totally under the spell of the creator of instant noodle. Correct? Right? Now, the earliest mind of the creator, the Japanese creator of instant noodle, was because there was famine after the war and there was not enough food and many people were starving, and so therefore he had the good motivation of trying to make something readily available, just put hot water and everything, and then at least people could eat, solving the problem for starvation. Later on, some people think, oh, perfect idea for making money. Then they start to change, you see. Once the notion of making money, fulfilling of self comes, what happens? They just want you to think, they just want you to be within. One word is the clutches of the ideology of instant noodle. Right? But who broke that? The Indian man from the coffee shop. Right? He makes the most, at least from the shop outside my house, the most perfect plate of instant noodle mee goreng. Right? Fried instant noodles. The most perfect. Right? Wow, with onions and garlic, and then after that with vegetables, and then with the tomato sauce, and then with a sweet sauce, and then after that with the noodles, and he fries it up, topped with a sunny side up. Wow. Right? Totally transforming the idea of instant noodle that usually must be soup, okay, and must be eaten in this way. Right? So, whoever dares to challenge and who sees the potential of things and not the form of things. Okay? The main thing now is many of us are only seeing the form of things and not the potential of things. Once you are able to see the potential of things, there is no more feeling, I'm tired, I'm lazy, I just feel like watching television, I don't feel like going to a temple, I don't feel like going to listen to the Dharma, I don't feel like doing this, don't feel like, don't bug me, this. It becomes something deeply satisfying, meaningful, liberating even. That one can have the power to recreate. If we can recreate a packet of instant noodles to fried noodles. So then there's the power of understanding beyond the recognized form. Correct? Correct? Yeah. Beyond the recognized form, beyond the recognized result, then it becomes divine. Similarly, you must stop thinking that your problems are 100% real. You must stop feeling that your problems are 100% real. You must stop thinking that I'm sick, I'm diabetes, I'm diarrhea, I'm cancer, I'm this and that. All these are conditional. Right? Once you start to believe and agree to the idea that I'm handicapped, now I'm sick, now I cannot this, I cannot that, that means you are fixated to the idea that that's it, no more. Cannot. Just live within what you have. Right? Somebody who is not intelligent versus somebody who is very intelligent. Somebody very intelligent, maybe read this once, he gets it. But somebody who is not so intelligent, can he have a better result? Can he have? With what? Sheer sacrifice of laziness. See, we all know how to say hard work, effort. But there must be a sacrifice before that comes. The mind is the most important. The sacrifice of the particular ideology that I have to sleep how many hours a day? I have to do this before I can do that. Sacrifices must be ascertained and done. Then it is possible for the result to come. When you are willing to sacrifice, the person who is not so intelligent then needs to read 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, but will get better result, may get better result, or same result. But the main thing is sacrifices must be made. If I were to just give up and say, oh, I'm born, my body, my pancreas is not so good, so my whole life I'm diabetes, and so therefore, I cannot eat this, I cannot eat that, I have to be careful of this, I have to be careful of that and stuff. So you see, if I tell myself and all these things, then my whole life I cannot eat durian, I cannot eat ice cream, I cannot eat what I like to eat, I cannot go enjoy so many things. But I'm telling myself, okay, I'm born with a weaker pancreas. Then how? Eat less, but eat more times. Exercise. I make the effort to sacrifice the idea of, I can do well just by meditating. Just by reading Dharma book and have faith my body is good. Not working. Some people just say, by praying and have faith and divine intervention and God will come help you and Buddha will come into your body and all bullshit. Okay? Even if you want God to come into your body or Buddha come to your body or whatever come to your body, you must first accept. You must first sacrifice your notion that you are the whole master and accept somebody else higher and greater to come into you, isn't it? So sacrifice, that is the real sacrifice. Not buying a chicken or cow to cut or goat to cut. Oh, sacrifice. You really want to sacrifice? What do you take your kid and sacrifice? Right? Stella got 3 kids, so you want to sacrifice, to have a success one. Can I pick one child of yours to cut throat? Can, huh? Which one? I choose, I choose. Okay? Yeah. Or maybe one of you to cut throat. Huh? Sacrifice your blood so that there will be great success for everybody else. Okay? You want to sacrifice? You want a great success? Sacrifice your idea, your idea that you are a human being. Sacrifice your idea that you are so real and so hard and so stubborn. That is real sacrifice. And sacrifice, because of that sacrifice, you can have more ideas coming in. More people sharing their ideas and their hearts and their minds and their experiences coming in. Then it becomes more meaningful, goes deeper. Make sense? Make sense? Sure? Not sure. Make money better. Huh? Make dollars, don't just make sense. Huh? Yeah. So, we must now, after this, we must try and we must meditate. We must stop. We will go on to the subject that you are not your mind. And try to release the form of who you are. Whether you are man, you are woman, you are this, you are that. Okay, you are white, you are black, you are you are Asian, you are this and that. Okay, so actually panda is best. You know? You know why? Panda is white, and panda is black, and panda is Asian at the same time. Make sense? Right? Panda is white, panda is black, panda is Asian at the same time. Okay? So, that's the main thing. We must stop the idea of maybe I'm this, I'm that, my education, I'm man, I'm woman, I have problems, I'm this, I'm that. I want you to just feel tired of this. Okay? Now, this feeling of feeling tired is the exact feeling that you will get or you want to get so that you will practice Dharma. Or for ordinary people, is they will get this feeling when they are about to die. Whole life of slogging and I'm tired. I just want to rest now. That's why they have this term, rest in peace. Correct? On the tombstone, rest in peace. Right? Tired of all the fighting, tired of all the squabbling, of the money, of the this, and correct? That's why after that they put on the tombstone, rest in peace. But right now we are still alive. How do we rest? Can you rest in peace now? Can you rest in peace now? You cannot? You must rest in peace every night. To sleep. Not everybody can sleep well. Not everybody can rest in peace. Why wait till you die to rest in peace? Rest in peace now. Then you can rejuvenate and you can enjoy your life. Enjoy the creation of life. Enjoy the creation of helping people, merits, and so on and so forth. You understand? Okay? And that is the only way that you are, at that time, you are free from, I got eye problem, free from hair problem, free from me, the hair getting lesser. I look at my old photograph and look at myself now, I go, I don't want to see myself. And what do? Close my eyes and meditate. At least I can imagine I'm something else. Okay? So, close our eyes so that we can open our hearts. Okay? Feel tired now. Feel tired and just be in the sky. Be in oneness with air. Don't even use the term sky. We take air for granted so much, isn't it? Do you take air for granted? Right? We take air for granted. So therefore now, let's just be tired. Let's just be ourselves. We don't care who the person on the left or the right, newcomer, oldcomer, new bird, old bird, whatever bird. Okay, songbird or peacock or ostrich. Right? Or emu. Okay? Yeah. Whoever you are, whatever you are, let's sit now and just close our eyes and just become air. Dissolve the body. How do you dissolve? Somebody asked me, Lama, how to dissolve? I cannot tell you how you dissolve, but for me, my dissolution is very much like matrix. Something touch and it just dissolve in the air. Like salt dissolve into water. Just dissolve. And be free and be air. And when you are air don't have identification problem. Air don't have hair problem. Okay? So now sit up straight. Try to put your right leg over your left leg. Put your right hand over your left hand. Please do that. Try. We are here, this moment now, and let's do together. If you're carrying a bag, put your bag down. Okay. Lean your body a little bit forward so that so that your chin will be a little bit straight. Relax your eyelid. And just dissolve yourself. And just breathe normally and be in oneness with the air. Okay, we take a short break. Open your eyes. Okay, and now so I give you a new idea. When the blind man dies, he is liberated from blindness. Right? Right? So when your human attachment to your humanness dies, you are liberated from your human attachments and your human problems, samsaric problems. Okay? So now we do the next one is, I want you to visualize that, feel that you are on top of your crown or your head. You just dissolve and your whole body dissolve upwards and then it become one flame or one very bright light in the crown of your head here. And you are just this bright light. Yes, no form. No form, nothing. Just bright light. Golden light like the sun. Okay? Just maintain the thought of that. Maintain the feeling of that. Don't focus on how it's round, it's triangle, it's this. No, just drop everything. If any thoughts arise, say this to yourself. A blind man dies, is liberated from blindness. This is my experiential advice to you. Okay? When a blind man dies, is liberated from blindness, can become all-seeing. So we try again. Sit straight. Put your right hand over your left hand. Give yourself the chance to practice. Put your hand on your lap, inner lap. Okay? Give yourself your chance to practice. Give yourself a chance to be free. Okay? This just for this moment. Just for this moment. You are divine and free. You start now. Okay, so now let's recite a very long syllable Om. Breathe in deep. Next syllable A. Now breathe in deep. Syllable Hong. Okay, thank you. So whenever we face with whatever situations that we have, it's a very important that you try to do this meditation, that you are not your mind. And you are not your mind, and you are not what you you are not what other people understand or project themselves of you, and you are also not what you are, just what you think you are. Okay, then you are free, and then you can create. You can create something divine. A process of generation and a process of completion in the father and mother tantras that will be taught separately in future. But at this foundational level, then, and it is very important that one needs to drop sacrifice and to drop all clingings to whoever and whatever we are now. So this is the foundational level and the important level. So I rejoice in your practice together, and also so rejoice and that you come for Dharma teachings, because it's very important, and that's the actual coming for Dharma teaching is the actual homage to the Dharma. It's the actual homage to the Dharma, not the recitation of Dharma text, and not the recitation of Dharma text and this. Actual coming to listening to teaching, and coming to contemplate, and to digest what is being taught, and you cultivate and you practice is the actual homage to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Okay, so we do mandala offering.